Hello, good morning from the balcony in Prada. Today is, God, what day is it? It's Wednesday morning, and what I'm going to do today, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, that's why I'm whispering, because I don't want to wake up all the neighbours, etc. I'll just show you again, we are going to the beach today, so we're going down to the beach. It's a very pretty beach, very nice sand, and one thing I must say I do like about the climate here so far, I do still prefer Spain, but it's a different climate to Spain. It's hot, but it's not humid. Spain, where I am in Spain, is quite a humid climate, and in the summer it's very punishing for that. So, but here it's very fresh. So it's nice and fresh this morning. There's breezes. Some seagulls flying. A lot of seagulls. Great big massive seagulls making a racket. But just to let you know what I'll be doing today, I've managed to get my GoPro camera, finally managed to get it working after about a week, and I'm going to do the walk today from the tapas bar round to the apartment that Madeleine disappeared to. And one thing I just wanted to say, I sort of mentioned briefly yesterday, that the club, the beach club, is not a complex. The beach club basically is an enclosed pool, tennis courts, tapas bar, and a children's club. The children's club is not open at the moment. I presume it's only open during school holidays, etc. They do like massages and those sort of things. But what I want to say is anybody can go in there. It's not an enclosed complex with the apartments around it. All the apartments, there's loads of apartments, but they're privately owned. They're separate from the beach club. And this is what, I didn't know that. I just presumed it was like a complex and they were all part of the same complex, but they're not. They're privately owned. And the beach club, as it calls itself, rents them out for the different private owners. So some probably are never rented out. Some people are actually living in, and not all are rented out by the beach club. Some are rented out by other companies, but none of the apartments belong to the beach club, and none of them are attached to the beach club. The beach club is a totally independent. It's just a pool, as I said, tapas restaurant, a children's club, and some tennis courts. And anybody can come in and out, use those facilities. I think you're only really allowed to use the pool if you're staying in one of the apartments. You get a pool pass that you have to show if anybody asks you. But all the other facilities, the bar, restaurant, etc., anyone can use them. So it's not a safe place. It's not a place where you'd feel, that you were safe. And the other thing I wanted to say, I was thinking those 3 children were toddlers. Now, if you've ever had toddlers, you know what they can get into. Once they're walking and talking, and how could you leave them in a bed like that, where they could get out at any moment, wander out into the street? And as I think I've said before, the street is very dangerous, I think. We've had a few problems because in some places you really can't tell the difference between the pavement and the road. They've got these like very strange cobbles. And then run down to the beach. And the beach is a 5-10 minute walk away. So it's not far, but it's not right there. It's a big hill going down to the bit where the beach is and the church. So yes, I just don't see how you would feel comfortable. Because even when you've got toddlers, even when you're at home, you wouldn't leave them upstairs or downstairs while you're in another room. You do have to watch toddlers every minute. while they're in that stage, we spend all that time when they're a baby trying to encourage them to walk and talk, and then as soon as they can walk and talk, we try and get them to sit down and be quiet, because that's when your problems really start. Because if they were babies, like babies, but in a cot, perhaps with a baby monitor, though of course we always have to bear in mind that this was in 2004. Maybe they didn't have a baby monitor, but well, they weren't babies anyway, so they couldn't do it. But the point I'm trying to make is, a baby would be safe in a cot. There's not much they can do. They can't get out of the cot. But a toddler, how could you leave a toddler knowing that they could get out of bed, open the door,